Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. We are doing chapter 7 of D1, number sequence. And in the previous session, we discussed some basic number sequences and we worked out the rules for those number sequences. And applying those rules, we figured out the next terms of those number sequences. And towards the end of the session, I was talking about the order number of the terms within any given sequence. So we'll begin our today's session from that thing, and today's objective is basically to find out the general term for any given sequence, or general term, or we can say nth term of any given sequence. Once we have that general term or the nth term, it will be a formula to find out any term of that certain sequence. So let's start today's session. So as we can see, it's written over here as T1, T2. So what I mean here is that T1 is basically term 1, T2 is term 2, T3 is term 3, T4 is term 4, and it goes up to Tn. N can be any number. So basically this is to represent any sequence. So what I meant here is that this T1 is term 1, T2 is term 2. So let's take a sequence and let's see what we are going to do with these T1, T2, T3. So suppose we have here a sequence of squares, perfect squares. So let's say the sequence is 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, and so on. So it's a number sequence of perfect squares. So this is our term 1. So we can say it is term 1 is 1. And I'm also saying that it's a sequence of perfect squares. So how we have achieved this 1? So it is simple that it is 1 square. So 1 square is basically, what is it? 1. Okay. So T2 is 4, and how it is achieved? 2 square. Okay. T3, it is 9, and how it is achieved? 3 square. So we can see here that there is a certain pattern over here. If it is a term 1, we are squaring 1. If it's term 2, we are squaring 2. If it's term 3, we are squaring 3. If it's term 4, which is 16, what we are going to do? We are going to square 4. Okay, so this is giving us some indication that this sequence will go on forever. So if we continue like this, we can say our Tn, nth term, general term, what will be it? It will be n square, right? So now we have generalized this thing. Now if I say that I need to know this, what is at the 10th, what is the value of the 10th term, what I am going to do? I am going to say T10, and the formula is n square. Whatever is the term number, I am going to square that. So it will be 10 square, and the value is 100. We'll be replacing n by whatever number we want, right? If we want to know what is T50, what are we going to do? We're going to replace n with 50, so it will be 50 square. So what will be it? 2500. Okay? So this is to give you the idea how we are going to have a generalized term. And the generalized term is basically giving you a formula like this. N square is formula for this sequence. This sequence is about sequence of perfect squares. And so we have here n square. Whatever is the term number, we are going to square that number, term number, and we'll get our value. Okay? So let's take another example. So let's say I have a sequence of multiples of 5 sorry, which is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 and so on. Okay, so let's figure out what could be the general term for this sequence. Position n and term n. If I position, now position is that I'm going to replace value of n. If n is 1, position is 1. So what will be the term 1? How to get that term 1? How I'm going to make a relationship of n with the terms. So what I want here is, I want 5. The term number is 1. So it means that if I multiply 1 with 5, I will get my value. So it is 5 into 1. I get 5. Okay. If it is n is 2, which is term number 2, what am I going to do? If I multiply 5 with 2, what I get here? 10. Okay. If it's term number 3, position number 3, what am I going to do? Multiplying 5 with 3, I get 15. So it goes on, and I reach nth term, which is any number of term which I don't know. So it could be any number. So what am I going to do there? I am multiplying 5 with the term numbers. So the term number is n. So what am I going to do? Multiplying with n, 5n. So this is my formula, general term. This is the nth term. So it's very easy now that if I say, okay, I want to know the value of the 20th term, what am I going to do? Now n here is 20. The formula here is 5n. So I'm going to say 5 into 20, which is 100. Okay, if you say you want to know what is the 100th term, so it is 5 into 100 is 500. So see, once we have the general term, we can just replace the value of the n and we can get any number, any value for any term. Okay? So let's take another example and see how it is working out. Five, 7, 9, 11. So it's any sequence here, and we'll be doing the same way as in the previous example. I'm going to have position numbers, position n, and the term n. So if the position is 1, what's going to happen? Now in this case, we are not still sure that what's going on in this sequence. So let's first work out what kind of sequence it is. So looking at the term number 1 and the term number 2, we can clearly see that there is a difference of 2. From term 2 to term 3, there is a difference of 2 again. From term 3 to term 4, difference of 2. So every time we move on, there is a difference of plus 2, plus 2, plus 2. So it means that this 2, the common difference, it's going to be very useful in formulating our general term. So I'm going to use this 2. Okay, I'm going to use this 2 and I'm going to multiply this 2 with the position number like this 1. But 2 into 1 is 2. I still don't get my term 1. My term 1 is 5. So what am I supposed to do? So I'm going to do is 2 into 1 plus 3. So 2 into 1 is 2 plus 3. It's 5. Okay. So what am I going to do? What am I going to do with if the position is 2? I'm going to do 2 into 2, which is 4. But my second term is 7. So what am I doing here? Plus 3. So 2 into the position number plus 3. Okay. If the position number is 3, what will be it? 2 into 3 plus 3. So 2 into 3 is 6 plus 3, 9. Okay. Now if the position number is 4, 2 into 4 plus 3. Okay, I get here 8 plus 3, 11. Fine. So it goes on n. And what are we going to do there? 2 into n plus 3. So our general term Tn is equal to 2n plus 3. Now if you want to find any term in it, let's say you want to know what is the 9th term, T9. So what are you going to do? 2 into 9 plus 3, which is 18 plus 3 is 21. Okay. So if you want to know term number 23. So what is it? 2 into 23 plus 3. So it is 46 plus 3, 49. Okay. So this is the example how we are working out our general terms. And this general term, which is the nth term of the sequence, and once we know this nth term, we can find any term of that sequence. Okay. So this is all about how to work out our general terms. So I conclude this session here, and in the next one I'll be doing some more examples and more questions from the book regarding these general terms. Okay, thank you very much.